recycling files.
Can I get you something?
No, I'm all right. I'll be going home soon.
I embarrassed my son.
Think it's time you considered a 12-step program?
I'm not an alcoholic, Elliot. Besides, I have you, this.
Therapy isn't a substitute, you know that.
I won't, drink with my son anymore.
We're bargaining now?
I'll go to a meeting. Compulsions, Elliot, come on.
Your patient, Jennifer. Your inability to bring the therapy to a conclusion.
Right.
Elliot, I honestly believe that he's not ready. You really think that I'm...
Obsessed?
That coke provides a nice income stream. Have any ideas the bills I got?
Just keep it away from the garbage roots.
My finances are nobody's goddamn business.
Yeah, and that garbage is my business. And I don't want you and another shitbird fucking it up.
Your business?
Yeah. Why don't you get that to that bald dome of yours?
Why does everything have to be so difficult? You know, back in the 50s, we worked together.
Bullshit.
Even rival families settled their differences amicably.
Oh, yeah. I remember that picture of Albert on the stage. You're lying there all amicable.
That's what I'm saying.
Floor.
Fuck is he doing?
There were exceptions.
You should be happy at least. The stent was a complete success. Let's not tempt fate by taxing the heart.
How many MiGs you shoot down last week?
Where's that fucking man to go?
It's gone.
Half a fucking tray in there!
I was hungry. You know, it's not my fault you got your hand caught. What do you have to be so nasty?
Have you, been under any undue stress lately?
Is that the only word you people know?
Sometimes pressure can result in contact dermatitis.
Oh, is that what that is? See, now I knew that was bad.
It means rash. Dr. Cusimano tells me you've been seeing a psychotherapist.
So?
I suggest you talk about stress management with him.
I was sorry we missed our visit.
I had the feeling you weren't interested. I stopped by the other day, but I guess you were out. Funny how life works. The different paths.
Yeah. All leading to the cemetery.
Was my Lou ever, you know, on the take?
No, of course not. Why would you ask such a thing?
Sometimes, you know, I'd find money, cash, in his pockets at night.
Probably won it at the racetrack. Somebody has to win.
I mean, if we have kids, my house is just not big enough. And like Tony says, it's not our house anyway. Come here, you gotta...
They put on a lawn this year, it's new. When did you put your lawn in?
Oh my God, you're all clammy. Come on, let's get you home.
No. You stay with them and help them, and I'll see you later.
Oh, you poor bastard.
They got Richie's driver on video. He sold 3 ounces of coke at an arcade down there.
It's all right, I talked to Richie.
This was last night.
Guess we'll have to torch a truck or something. Oh, you don't want to hear that. And I sure shit didn't say it.
This was my father's. Actually, it was his uncle's. It's a little sweet, but there's nothing like homemade wine. If you like, I could make us some lunch.
Well, why go to the bother? There's a Friendly's on Bloomfield Avenue.
I can't.
Don't you enjoy going out, Corrado?
The truth is, I can't go out. I'm under house arrest.
Oh, my God. Does it hurt?
It beats. I understand if you don't want to stay.
I enjoy you, Corrado. I always did. You stay. I'll bring food in.
You know we're the only country in the world where the pursuit of happiness is guaranteed in writing? You believe that? Bunch of fucking spoiled brats. Where's my happiness then?
It's the pursuit that's guaranteed. Do you know why a shark keeps moving?
They gotta keep moving or they'll die. They can't breathe or something.
There's a psychological condition known as alexithymia. The individual craves almost ceaseless action, which enables them to avoid acknowledging the abhorrent things they do.
What certain personalities?
Antisocial personalities.
My future brother-in-law. Ran over a guy. No reason. Guy's paralyzed. Has to piss into a cathode tube. What happens when these antisocial personalities aren't distracted from the horrible shit they do?
They have time to think about their behavior, how what they do affects other people, about feelings of emptiness and self-loathing haunting them since childhood, and they crash.
Wanted to do. The question is,
He about to die. Yo, she's massaging where the monitor's at. That's dope. You know. Oh shit.
Oh, a long-lost leader. Somebody must owe him money. We were just talking about, you know, down the docks, driving off some of that Japanese technology.
So what else is going on?
Nothing.
I thought he was about to use that to scratch his arm.
I'm having good luck with Swiss Basics moisturizing formula. Yeah, I'll try it.
No, he is.
What the fuck? It's that dipshit Carmine again. Sil, go tell him no speeding in the neighborhood. I'm on it. How many times we gotta tell you, do not speed in this fucking neighborhood? Cazzo fai? Tu non lo sai. Sembra fuorienne va.
Look at this asshole.
How about those Nets, huh?
Yeah, with a series.
Yeah.
It's that guy Williams.
Yeah, he's good.
That fourth quarter was amazing.
How the Knicks do?
It was close, really close.
First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And have a Patreon with full-length early reactions to things like this. If you like to, check it out. So, Tony, at the end, he's with all his guys. Just a regular day, car crash. Something that happens all the time. Carmine is out there fucking driving too fast and crashes into somebody. And it seems like just any other day. But you see Tony sort of relieved, satisfied, right? He's back with his boys and his mind is off of the horribleness of his situation, right? He has to keep moving, right? She brought up the shark and she brought up that condition where, you know, some people, they have to keep going. Otherwise, they'll start thinking about what happened, what took place. So a couple things is Tony, I knew going into this one, oh, it's not just going to be all just good, right? And so he got out of what he got out of, and he has his lawyer tell him, yo, you got to start showing your face in some other places. The feds, it's business. They're looking, they're always looking for anything wrong you're doing. So you got to do this, right? So he's down there and he's completely bored, right? Because he doesn't do anything. He just collects money. And the thing is now, that didn't just play with just the gangster part of his life. Because that's the whole sort of rhythm of the show. And the theme of the show is that his whole life is his life. There's no, oh, this side over here, that side over there, right? So they're covering everything about it. They're showing how, okay, yeah, stuff went a certain way in the gangster part, but in his real life, my man can't even watch a movie without wondering, what's the fucking point? Like, what is this? It's funny because by the end, we see them just sitting there talking like his boys. Hey, what we got going on? Nothing, right? Like, he's not wondering about life at that moment, but nah, Richie and Tony's sister are the fucking worst. Yo, his sister, think about how we saw her. And look how she is now. People could change, right? But usually they don't change in 3 fucking months. Like Shorty switched completely up. She had on a polo with the fucking sweater around her. If you don't get the fuck out of here, Pavati. And then you have Richie. Okay, Tony is being petty, but in a way he's not, right? His uncle tried to kill him, so that's his uncle's guy. But then also Richie went and did what he did to a good worker for Tony. So Tony is sitting there like, nah, I'm not giving this guy no more work. So I'm calling it petty, but it's not really petty. I'm talking it like the terms of if this was a sitcom or something. That's how you would talk, right? But in the business part of it, he's like, dog, fuck out of here. So Richie's doing what he has to do, right? Richie's going to make some money. He's selling fucking coke on the truck routes. And I mean, can you be any more fucking stupid? And Tony has to spell it out for him. And this guy has the nerve to like talk back or act like shit isn't what it is. And Tony, he his brain goes like, what the like this motherfucker, right? Like when he's in it, he's in it. But when he's away from it and he has time to think about what just took place, he can see what's happening right in front of him. I'm dealing with a motherfucker who at some point we gonna come to blows. And when I say blows, I'm not talking about fist fight. I'm talking about a war. At the least, right? Like at some point they gonna have to work this shit out. And then you got his uncle. He talking to his uncle, and his uncle, you know, hey, why things got to be so hard? You know, it wasn't that way back in the day in the 50s. Like, fuck out of here, Corrado, right? Let's get to him. Let's get to his uncle. His uncle. His whole thing was, you know, you live young, you are young. And now, because of two things, the bracelet, which won't let him leave the house, and just him being a sickly old man, it's catching up with him. But as I said, by the time we get to the end, I feel like him and that old chick, Catherine or whatever, they sort of found each other. They needed each other. She looked like she just needed somebody to take care of, right? At this point in her life, everybody's taking care of her. She's old. Her husband's been gone for 15 years. Her son, he's a grown-ass man. Her son's old himself, right, at this point. And you see her just massaging Junior's, where his ankle monitor is. And then, you know, she put the mask on for him. And despite himself, right, because he still was, oh, fucking mask, right? And she's like, oh, no, you know, don't be that way. Like, let me fix it for you. And it's interesting to see that he's dealing with just old age. But they do this in a way on this show where everybody deals with what they're dealing with, but they find ways to make it realistic because it's not separate. He's in that house because of the house monitor. Otherwise, he'd be out there, you know, getting chicks and all that. But now he has to deal with, you know, his mortality in that sort of way and just his restlessness. And Tony, he almost got locked up. It could have been real bad for him. And so he got to lay low a little bit. And so he's dealing with his restlessness and his place in this world and the things he's done in the past. So Tony is, you know, Tony and Junior and Chris, right? Like they all are dealing with shit in their own way and in different levels, right? Tony's the head of his portion of what he's the head of, right? And then you got Chris, who isn't made yet, just got popped by some dudes he brought up underneath him. And then you got Junior, who's on his last leg, who's at the end of it, who should have Tony's position, but he fucked himself, and look at where he's at now, right? So it's all of that. They're all dealing with this at different levels. And then you got Richie, that scumbag, who's now he's being petty, right? Asking Tony, you know, like, when's the last time you changed your lawn, right? Like on some scumbag shit. And, you know, Richie at the least knows he could get under his skin, right? Once he saw what happened at the little get together for the sanitation workers, and then he sees what just went place with them at the open house. You know, it's becoming evident to Richie that like, oh, wait, am I doing shit that's getting under the skin that much? Oh, okay. So yeah, man. Hey, this was another good episode. I like where it's going, because we can see that Tony and Richie, the conflict is there. So that's there in the future. But then here, each episode, like we're seeing this little study of, you know, the human psyche, right? As I said, it was interesting to see Tony talk about how he just became disinterested in things. And it was like, oh, yeah, I recognize that, right? Hey, next episode.